Welcome back to Definitely Not Definitive. I'm Ken.
And I'm Bethany.
And we're just a couple of kooky, crazy kids in love that love reacting to Avatar The Last Airbender.
Yes, we do.
So this is season 1, episode 12. If you want early ad-free access to this, then go ahead and check out Patreon down below in the description of this video. And if you want to catch up, we got a playlist for you as well.
Yeah, we make it easy.
Yeah.
You're just a banished prince. Your own father.
All right. Check back in with Zuko.
Have you forgotten what happened last time you dueled the master?
I will never forget.
Backstory. A dream.
Oh my god, Momo's huge.
Yeah, definitely a dream.
Uh-oh.
Gyatso?
Why did you disappear?
I didn't mean to.
We need you, Aang. We need you. We need you, Aang. We need you.
What's going on?
Aang doesn't have anything. No sleeping bag or anything.
You seem to be having a lot of nightmares lately.
You guys want to hear about my dream? That's okay. I didn't want to talk about it anyway.
Look at those clear skies, buddy. Should be some smooth flying. Well, we better smoothly fly ourselves to a market, because we're out of food.
This was in my dream. We shouldn't go to the market.
What happened in your dream?
Food eats people. Also, Momo could talk. You said some very unkind things.
No.
There's a storm coming. A big one.
You're out of your mind, Uncle. The weather's perfect. There's not a cloud in sight.
I suggest we alter our course and head southwest.
We know the Avatar's traveling northward, so we will do the same.
Prince Zuko, consider the safety of the crew.
The safety of the crew doesn't matter.
Toast. How you really feel.
More important than any individual's safety.
He doesn't mean that. He's just all worked up.
Ah, it's good. It's perfect. I'm telling you.
I don't know if I like the sound of that swishing. I just realized we're out of money anyway.
Ah.
Now what are we supposed to do?
You could get a job, smart guy.
We shouldn't go out there. There's going to be a terrible storm.
Maybe we should find some shelter?
Are you kidding? Shelter from what?
My joints say there's going to be a storm.
Well, it's your joints against my brain.
Then I hope your brain can find someone else to haul that fish, because I ain't coming.
I'll go.
You're hired.
What?
Need money.
You said get a job.
Yeah.
And he's paying double.
Double? Who told you that nonsense?
Looks like your uncle was right about the storm after all.
Lieutenant, you'd better learn some respect, or I will teach it to you.
What do you
Respect is
know
earned.
about respect?
Yeah.
The way you talk to everyone around here, from your hardworking crew, shows you know nothing about respect.
He's not wrong.
Care about it? Then again, what should I expect from a spoiled prince?
Easy now. Enough. We're all a bit tired from being at sea so long. Sure, after a bowl of noodles, everyone will feel much better.
Noodles solve it all.
I don't need your help keeping order on my ship.
Yeah, you do.
Sokka, maybe this isn't such a good idea. Look at the sky.
I can't back out just because of some bad weather.
The boy with the tattoos has some sense. You should listen to him.
Boy with tattoos. Airbender tattoo. Well, I'll be a hog monkey's uncle. You're the Avatar, ain't you? Well, don't be so smiley about it. The Avatar disappeared for 100 years. You turned your back on the world.
Does he look 100 years old?
He has done nothing but help people and save lives since I met him. It's not his fault he disappeared, right, Aang? Aang, what's wrong?
That's right. Keep flying.
You're a horrible old man. Appa, yip yip.
Good Appa.
Left without saying goodbye.
I'm sorry for running away. It's okay. I don't want to talk about it. It has to do with your dream, doesn't it?
Oh, good Appa.
I'll never forget the day the monks told me I was the Avatar. I was playing with some other kids just outside the south wall. I was trying to teach them how to do the air scooter. Yeah!
Man, that's hard.
You learned that trick, Aang. I made it up. Wow!
Anne, we need to speak with you.
How do you know it's me?
For some time. Do you remember these?
Those were some of my favorite toys when I was little.
These items belong to Avatar's past, her own past lives.
I just chose them because they seemed fun.
You chose them because they were familiar.
Would have told you of your identity when you turned 16. But there are troubling signs.
I fear that war may be upon us, young Avatar.
We need you, Aang.
Sick of taking his orders. I mean, who does Zuko think he is?
The prince.
May I join you?
Of course, sir.
Try to understand. My nephew is a complicated young man. He has been through much.
Before I got the scar.
Let me in.
Prince Zuko, what's wrong?
I want to go into the war chamber, but the guard won't let me pass. If I'm going to rule this nation one day, don't you think I need to start learning as much as I can?
But you must promise not to speak. These old folks are a bit sensitive, you know.
Thank you, Uncle.
And this is how he gets the scar, and that's why his uncle washed it out for him. He feels guilty.
The Earth Kingdom defenses are concentrated here, a dangerous battalion of their strongest earthbenders and fiercest warriors. So I am recommending the 41st Division.
But the 41st is entirely new recruits. How do you expect them to defeat a powerful Earth Kingdom battalion?
I don't.
I don't.
Just weaken them.
What better to use as bait than fresh meat?
You can't sacrifice an entire division like that. Those soldiers love and defend our nation. How can you betray them?
Zuko was right, you see, but it was not his place to speak out. And there were dire consequences.
So you were upset that you... All I knew was that after I found out, everything began changing. You guys have been practicing. Not only that, we made up a game you can play with the air scooters. Great! What's going on?
Now that you're the Avatar, it's kind of an unfair advantage for whichever team you're on.
But I'm still the same. Nothing's changed.
That's the only fair way.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Aang.
Now who wants to have Jinju on their team?
Just playing with Jinju and, I don't know, the other worst players.
Very interesting move, young one.
What do you mean? Hey.
Cheating's fun.
You're playing games with him? The Avatar should be training.
Aang has already trained enough for today.
I must test you on some high-level techniques.
No, as long as I am his guardian, I will decide when he trains.
Good.
And when he gets his butt kicked at Pai Sho.
Well done.
After Zuko's outburst in the meeting, the Fire Lord became very angry with him. And there was only one way to resolve this.
Agni Kai. A fire duel.
That's right. Zuko looked upon the old general he had insulted and declared that he was not afraid. But Zuko misunderstood. When he turned to face his opponent, was surprised to see it was not the general.
His dad, yeah.
Zuko would have to duel his own father.
Aang needs to have freedom and fun.
You cannot keep protecting him from his destiny.
I know you mean well, but you are letting your affection for the boy cloud your judgment.
All I want is what is best for him.
What we need is what's best for the world.
That's the burden he carries.
The Avatar will be sent away to the Eastern Air Temple to complete his training.
That's not cool.
No, that's cruel.
Yeah.
That's awful, Aang. How could they do that to me? They wanted to take away everything I knew and everyone I loved. Whoa, Pat Cinders.
It's just when you get mad, you get super powerful.
I was afraid and confused. I didn't know what to do.
Aang, I'm not going to let them take you away from me.
Oh, you already ran away.
I never saw Gyatso again.
Man, no Appa lives, but I feel so bad for him.
Next thing I knew, I was waking up in your arms after you found me in the iceberg.
You ran away.
And then the Fire Nation attacked our temple. The world needed me and I wasn't there to help.
You're being too hard on yourself.
Yep.
Even if you did run away. If you had stayed, you would have been killed along with all the other airbenders.
You don't know that.
The world needs you now. You give people hope.
Good job, Katara.
And Mama.
Please, Father. I only had the Fire Nation's best interest at heart. I'm sorry I spoke out of turn.
You will fight for your honor.
I meant you no disrespect.
Rise and fight, Prince Zuko.
I won't fight you.
You will learn respect, and suffering will be your teacher.
Ooh, who's the bloodthirsty one?
I always thought that Prince Zuko was in a training accident.
It was no accident. After the duel, the Fire Lord said that by refusing to fight, Zuko had shown shameful weakness. As punishment, he was banished and sent to capture the Avatar.
Capturing the Avatar is the only chance he has of things returning to normal.
Things will never return to normal. But the important thing is, the Avatar gives Zuko hope.
Purpose.
Oh, please help!
It's okay. You're safe.
But my husband isn't.
What do you mean?
They haven't returned. They should have been back by now. And this storm is becoming a typhoon.
I'm going to find them.
I'm going with you.
I'm staying here.
Smart.
We'll be back soon. I promise.
Where will we hit?
I don't know.
Look!
The helmsman!
Nice catch.
Yeah.
Where are they?
Come on, Appa! The boat! There!
The Avatar!
What do you want to do, sir?
Let him go. We need to get this ship to safety.
Then we must head directly into the eye of the storm.
Good job.
He cares about his people.
Yeah. He tries to be a hard ass, but he just can't. It's not in it. Oh! Nice!
Yeah.
He's just a novice waterbender.
Nice job, Appa.
Not again. Not again. Yip yip.
Uncle, I'm sorry.
Your apology is accepted.
See you soon.
Oh, you're alive. You owe this boy an apology.
He doesn't have to apologize.
Oh, what if instead of an apology, I give him a free fish and we call it even?
Actually, I don't eat meat.
Fish ain't meat.
Seriously? You're still gonna pay me, right?
Katara, I think you were right before. I'm done dwelling on the past. I can't make guesses about how things would have turned out if I hadn't run away. I'm here now and I'm going to make the most of it.
There you
I
go.
don't think you're gonna have those nightmares anymore.
If you weren't here now, well, I guess I wouldn't be either. Thank you for saving my life, Avatar.
Do you hear that? It stopped raining.
I like that at the end there when she said that I don't think you're gonna have those nightmares anymore. I mean, you know, because we're our own worst enemies a lot of times, and it's our own self-doubt and fear that like thinking about the worst situation and like beating ourselves up too.
It's that thing of like what everybody projects on social media is their highlight reel, right?
Mhm.
But like what we all tend to play in our mind is our low light reel. Like the worst moments, the moments you want to beat yourself up over, that you wish you could correct, but obviously you can't go back in time. So I mean, I think to say Aang is under some pressure would be like
An understatement. Yeah.
Yeah. And on top of that, like he has done some amazing things, but he's also made some bad decisions too. And like when you're held up as the Avatar,
Mm-hmm.
doesn't feel like there's a lot of room for error. So, those few mistakes that he has made, those few errors in judgment, it'd be really easy to beat yourself up about that to the extent of causing yourself significant stress and anxiety and therefore nightmares.
And I think Zuko's also learning what matters most to him. I mean, because he wants to get the Avatar so that he can restore his honor, get back in the good graces of his father. But really, his uncle, he had a chance to get the Avatar, and he went after his uncle. Which that one, you get more, like it being family and whatnot. So obviously, he cares about his uncle's well-being, safety, and probably what his uncle thinks of him more than getting his father's blessing. And now, but to have him do that also for his men, he does care about them. That one scene when he did first battles with his the general, and like when he was kind of harsh to them before and saying like, well, who cares what they think or whatever. It was him sort of trying to be someone he's not, and be like, okay, this is the way it's supposed to be. Like he showed a kindness and he showed empathy and caring and look what it got him. So I can see that hardening him and saying, never again, I'm not gonna let that happen because look where it got me. To have all that happen and then to have him still go back and still he couldn't change who he really was. And so he still cared about his men deep down and he was not gonna sacrifice them. So I just it was a great episode for getting to know Zuko more, and I think for him to getting to know himself more.
Yeah, I mean, to Zuko's credit, he's not actually hardened. He wants to pretend to be hardened because what he believes he has to project is essentially like this I don't care kind of asshole leader, which by all accounts, we're kind of led to believe that's what his father is.
Yeah.
So while he projects that image at the core and in the moments when he's not so busy trying to be something he's not, he does show a genuinely and potentially really good leader underneath all of that nonsense.
Yeah. I think it's also a fact of all that anger and hatred that he has in there and that bitterness, I should say, bitterness and anger. It's at his dad and resentment for that, for how he was treated. And then, just sometimes it's pushed on to other people and it's pushed on to his uncle and it's pushed on to his men. That's not really who he's angry with the most. So I think, when push comes to shove, he reverts back to his true self. So I think there's that battle going on with Zuko.
I agree with almost everything that you said, but
Okay.
I would actually disagree with the fact that he's angry at his father. I think who he's really angry with is at himself. And this is the way our parents mess us up, right? Is because if he was really mad at his dad, he wouldn't be working so dang hard to get the Avatar to get back to his father, to impress his father and reclaim his space at his side. You don't do that for someone that you are mad at and don't like. You try to get away from them, not get towards them. But when you have a parent who is admonishing you, whose punishments don't fit the crime, who's putting you down, it's actually teaching you to hate yourself. And so I think that's what Zuko is really struggling with is who he is at his core is actually probably a really decent human being, but he's been taught to hate that person isn't good enough, that person is disrespectful, cowardly. I mean, any of the other things that his father was saying to him. So in his mind, he's I hate who I am. I have to be someone else. And that's, I think, what he's really mad at.
I think I agree now. You've changed my mind. That's good. Good analysis. Beautiful.
All in a day's work. Couple scary moments for Appa. But I'm okay, and Appa's okay. And I'm okay because Appa's okay.
Yes, and Aang is, as far as Aang's backstory goes, the pressure, we talked about all the pressure the immense pressure that's on Aang, but also just I don't know, it feels almost like a prodigy or the monks are show parents or whatever, and just putting all this pressure on him. And he's got all the talent in the world, but at the same time, it's you forget that he is a kid and needs to be a kid in order to, be able to really take on all the hardships of life and not just being the Avatar.
Yeah, I mean, the one person whom he was separated from was the only one who seemed to genuinely care about him as a person versus everybody else who only cares about him as the Avatar and what he can do for them. And I mean, I get it. Like, you want to save the world. Admirable goal. Don't get me wrong. But you're putting all of that high aspiration onto the shoulders of a child.
Set him up to fail, yeah.
And there's just no way that that's fair.
So if you want to get a month ahead in our reactions, go ahead and check out Patreon. You can also see our full watch-along reactions that way. Yep. Thanks so much for checking out our reaction for Avatar: The Last Airbender Season 1, Episode 12, but just keep in mind
that our reaction is definitely not definitive.